Official name, Democratic People's Republic of Korea. Historical and cultural highlights. The Korean peninsula was first populated by peoples of the Tungusic branch of the Ural-Altaic language family, who migrated from the northwestern regions of Asia. Some of these peoples also populated parts of northeast China, Manchuria. Koreans and Manchurians still show physical similarities. Koreans are racially and linguistically homogeneous. Although there are no indigenous minorities in North Korea, there is a small Chinese community, about 50,000, and some 1,800 Japanese wives who accompanied the roughly 93,000 Koreans returning to the north from Japan between 1959 and 1962. Although dialects exist, the Korean spoken throughout the peninsula is mutually comprehensible. In North Korea, the Korean alphabet, Hangul, is used exclusively. Korea's traditional religions are Buddhism and Shamanism. Christian missionaries arrived as early as the 16th century, but it was not until the 19th century that major missionary activity began. Pyongyang was a center of missionary activity, and there was a relatively large Christian population in the north before 1945. Although religious groups exist in North Korea today, the government severely restricts religious activity. By the 1st century AD, the Korean peninsula was divided into the kingdoms of Shilla, Goguryeo, and Baekje. In 668 AD, the Shilla kingdom unified the peninsula. The Goryeo dynasty, from which Portuguese missionaries in the 16th century derived the western name Korea, succeeded the Shilla kingdom in 935. The Joseon dynasty, ruled by members of the Yi clan, supplanted Goryeo in 1392 and lasted until Japan annexed Korea in 1910. Throughout its history, Korea has been invaded, influenced, and fought over by its larger neighbors. Korea was under Mongolian occupation from 1231 until the early 14th century. The unifier of Japan, Hideyoshi Toyotomi, launched major invasions of Korea in 1592 and 1597. When Western powers focused gunboat diplomacy on Korea in the mid-19th century, Korea's rulers adopted a closed-door policy, earning Korea the title of Hermit Kingdom. Though the Joseon dynasty recognized China's hegemony in East Asia, Korea was independent until the late 19th century. At that time, China sought to block growing Japanese influence on the Korean peninsula and Russian pressure for commercial gains there. The competition produced the Sino-Japanese War of 1894–95 and the Russo-Japanese War of 1904–5. Japan emerged victorious from both wars and in 1910 annexed Korea, as part of the growing Japanese Empire. Japanese colonial administration was characterized by tight control from Tokyo and ruthless efforts to supplant Korean language and culture. Organized Korean resistance during the colonial era was generally unsuccessful, and Japan remained firmly in control of the peninsula until the end of World War II in 1945. The surrender of Japan in August 1945 led to the immediate division of Korea into two occupation zones, with the United States administering the southern half of the peninsula and the U.S.S.R. taking over the area to the north of the 38th parallel. This division was meant to be temporary until the United States, UK, Soviet Union, and China could arrange a trusteeship administration. In December 1945, a conference was convened in Moscow to discuss the future of Korea. A 5-year trusteeship was discussed, and a joint Soviet-American commission was established. The commission met intermittently in Seoul but deadlocked over the issue of establishing a national government. In September 1947, with no solution in sight, the United States submitted the Korean question to the UN General Assembly. Initial hopes for a unified, independent Korea quickly evaporated, as the politics of the Cold War and domestic opposition to the trusteeship plan resulted in the 1948 establishment of two separate nations with diametrically opposed political, economic, and social systems. Elections were held in the South under UN observation, and on August 15, 1948, the Republic of Korea, R.O.K., was established in the South. Syngman Rhee, a nationalist leader, became the Republic's first president. On September 9, 1948, the North established the Democratic People's Republic of Korea, D.P.R.K., headed by then Premier Kim Il-sung, who had been cultivated and supported by the U.S.S.R. However, the history of North Korea formally begins with the establishment of the Democratic People's Republic of Korea in 1948. In the aftermath of the Japanese occupation of Korea, which ended with Japan's defeat in World War II in 1945, Korea was divided at the 38th parallel in accordance with a United Nations arrangement, to be administered by the Soviet Union in the north and the United States in the south. The Soviets and Americans were unable to agree on the implementation of joint trusteeship over Korea. This led in 1948 to the establishment of separate governments, each claiming to be the legitimate government of all of Korea. This information can be found at http://n.wiki.org/wiki/history_of_North_Korea. In addition, Speak Out About Human Rights in North Korea. An article can be found at http://worldwideweb.hrw.org/n/news 2004/4/15. Speak Out About Human Rights North Korea. On the other hand, North Korea refused to participate in a United Nations supervised election held in the South in 1948, which led to the creation of separate Korean governments for the two occupation zones. This information can be found at http://n.wikipedia.org/wiki/north_Korea. Now, North Korean government information about North Korea can be found at their official website http://worldwideweb.korea-dpr.com/. Moreover, Korean Central News Agency http://worldwideweb.na.co.jp/index-shi.htm. The Library of Kim Il-sung and Kim Jong-il http://worldwideweb.korea-dpr.com/library/intrans.htm.